Yogis. Thanks for being here today. I really do appreciate you being here with me, and I'm honored by your attendance. Um, I don't remember if I've told you this, I read to you this article earlier in the week, if all of you were here to hear it, but I want to read it to you again. This is about, we've been talking about our immune system and how our lymphatic system helps us boost our immunity. And that in 1979, there was a big debate on exactly what helped our lymphatic system the most. Dr. Jack Shields was the first to photograph the thoracic duct in your body. So the thoracic duct is the major vessel that goes from here to here, and that carries the lymph fluid to all your blood cells. So he was photographing that 3 different ways in this experiment or this study. First, with people walking on a treadmill. So going on a treadmill at a walk, there was no effect on this thoracic duct. Number 2 was jogging on this treadmill. And jogging gave a slight increase to the pressure of the thoracic duct. What you want that thoracic duct to really boost the lymph fluid through your system. And so number 3, the participants did deep breathing. And when they took a deep breath, that thoracic duct shot like a geyser through their system. There was no comparison, and the debate was settled. They figured that there is a 15 times increase in toxic elimination with your deep breathing exercises, 15 times increase of toxic elimination. So yet another reason to practice our pranayama. And before we begin, I just want to mention, I got some really good advice a couple nights ago about how to, what they'd like to see me do in yoga classes that I used to do in live classes, but I don't do them online. I don't know why, but I'm going to start. Number 1 is oming in at the beginning of class together. I think I tried that once and I thought it sounded a little tinny, but I'm going to bring that back because some people like that and we can do it together, or you not. Number 2 is singing my Loka Samasta at the end of class, my closing chant, singing it together. And number 3, they wanted a longer Shavasana, which is true. I've cut the Shavasana shorter in these online classes than I did in live classes. So I'm going to try to heed to that advice today. Hopefully I'll remember. We'll start with our deep breathing, however. Sit up nice and tall with a Dirga breath. Crown of your head up to the ceiling. Make sure all your spine is nice and tall, your nasal passages are clear. Close your eyes and start thinking about your breath going into your body. Think about a color. And as you inhale, follow that color. Envision that color going into your nostrils, down your throat, expanding your lungs, expanding your belly. And as you exhale, the color leaves your body, your belly deflates, your lungs deflate, and the color totally comes out. So repeat that exercise at your own pace, making sure you take long, deep, full breaths. And then when you exhale very slowly, make sure you exhale all of your breath. Old yogis used to say, you can't begin a good inhale until you've completely exhaled. You can't begin to fill a vessel that's not completely emptied. And as you're breathing, think about that thoracic duct pumping all that lymph fluid through your system, boosting your immunity, shooting like a geyser. Finish one more deep breath in and out. And then bring your breathing back to normal. And let's Om in. Take a deep breath. Om Balu Satguru Bhagavan Ki. The divine is the inner teacher. Okay, a little bit of more pranayama here. This time we're going to do it with arm movements to start stimulating our lymph nodes in our armpit area, our axillary lymph nodes, which is a fancy word for armpit. So start with your hands in prayer position at your heart center. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Exhale through your nose. Inhale, lace your fingers together as you bring your elbows up to shoulder height. Exhale as you push your palms forward all the way so you can feel your shoulders separate on your back. Inhale as you push your palms up to the ceiling, stretching the armpit area. Exhale as you bring your fingers together above your head. And then bring your palms all the way back down to heart center. And then we'll do that again. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, lace the fingers, bring the elbows up. Exhale, push the palms forward. Inhale, bring the palms above your head. Exhale, unwind your fingers back to prayer position. Inhale, push the fingertips up. Exhale, bring them down to heart center. Okay, now as we begin a little bit more of our asana practice, we're going to start in a bent knee seated position, feet in front of us. You can sit on or off a bolster. And this is called an Upavista Pavanmuktasana. We're going to grab our legs with our arms as tight as we can, bring our knees as close as we can into our chest, and tuck the tailbone under and tuck the chin and bring your crown of your head toward your feet, toward your knees. So you're in a little ball and you're squeezing all of your internal organs here. Take a deep breath and a deep breath out. And then come back upright. Extend the right leg long and keep the left knee bent. And keep your left arm holding the left knee, or you can clasp your hands on the left knee just for stability. And what we're going to do is we're going to bring the knee into our chest so that we can bring our straighten our spine and bring our chest up and forward. Okay, so you want to keep that lower back in a neutral curve here. And then we'll do leg lifts with our right leg, keeping that nice tall spine. Don't let your lower back collapse. Inhale as you lift your right leg up off the mat a few inches, and then exhale, bring it back down. Inhale, bring it up, exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down. One more, inhale, exhale. So you should hope you're feeling your quadriceps start burning right now. That's good. Okay, from here, we're going to walk the left foot out and the right foot out a little bit. Turn our bodies to face the right leg and bring one hand on either side of that leg. So we're going to be opening the left hip and we're stretching the hamstrings on the right. Keep the right foot pointed up and then allow your chest just to melt down toward your thigh. Keep your spine straight and your head in line with the rest of your spine. Don't let your chin drop. And just breathe and relax here in this beautiful stretch, a modified version of Janu Shirsasana. Don't allow your right knee to lock. You want to make sure it's got a micro bend in it. So this is a twist of your torso as well as your hamstring stretch and your hips, your hip opener. Multi-purpose pose. Then come back up. Walk the right leg back in. Take your left foot and bring it onto the outside of your right leg. And then take your right arm and hug the knee into the chest. Inhale, left arm forward. Exhale, twist all the way around to the left. Park your left hand behind you to keep your spine vertical as you use your right arm to hug the knee into your chest. Several deep breaths here, in through your nose, out through your nose. Inhale 2. Exhale. Inhale 3. Exhale. Inhale 4. And this time as you exhale, we're going to slowly turn our body back to center and then keep spinning your body all the way over to the right side of your mat. You're going to lift your left hip off. You're going to put weight into your left foot and to your right hand and the outside edge of your right foot so that you can lift up into your modified side plank pose. And breathe. And then slowly bring your bottom back down. Bring your foot back over and bend both knees back into your chest. And then one more time, we'll do our Pavanmuktasana, squeezing all of our innards. So take a deep breath, exhale, tuck your tailbone, head comes to your knee, squeezing all your innards. And then come back upright. Extend the left leg long. Keep the right knee in close to your chest as we do leg lifts. So your foot is pointing up. Take a deep breath. Make sure your spine is nice and long by pulling your chest towards your thigh. And then inhale, lift the right leg up and exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up, exhale. Inhale up, exhale. Inhale up, exhale. One more. Inhale up, exhale. Feel that burn in the quadriceps. Walk the right foot out, the left leg out slightly for our modified Janu Sirsasana. This time we're going to turn our body to the left and place one hand on either side of the left leg and let our chest melt down toward the thigh. So you're twisting your torso, opening your right hip, and feeling your left hamstring stretch here. So there are a lot of lymph nodes in your cervical area, your pelvic area, also your cervical area, but we're doing our pelvic area now. Pelvic area and the groin area, those lymph nodes are called inguinal lymph nodes, and this type of posture helps stimulate all of those. And slowly rise back up. Walk the foot in, walk the other foot in. Right foot goes onto the outside of the left. Left arm grabs the right knee into the chest. Inhale, right arm forward. Exhale, twist all the way around. Think about bringing your left ribs around to the right side of the body. Keep your spine vertical as it twists. Keep your foot flexed. Breathe deeply. Inhale 1. Exhale. Inhale 2. Exhale. Inhale 3. Exhale. Inhale 4. And as you exhale, bring your body back to center and then keep spinning, keep spinning, keep spinning to the left side. Plant your hands, lift your right hip. So there you're going to come on, put weight into your right foot, into your left hand and the outside edge of your left foot, and lift your hips up to the modified side plank on this side and breathe. Couple more breaths here. And hand comes down, the hip comes down, and roll back to center. Bring your feet back in toward your body. If you want to use a belt here, grab your belt, because we're going to be extending our legs long. But we'll just start here. You can start with holding your belt around the balls of your feet, or you can just start holding your feet, and you'll see where we're going. So from here, pull your chest toward your thighs so that you increase that lumbar curve in your lower back and straighten your spine. Keep your spine that way as you walk your feet inch outward. Just keep your spine long. You're using the belly as an extension of your arms. Keep your spine long. And if you're comfortable here, walk your feet out a little bit more, but keep your spine long. Now you can come forward from your hip crease, bringing your belly toward your thighs, but just keep the spine straight. And then if you're comfortable here, keep walking your feet out. And then maybe you can even straighten your legs. Make sure you don't lock them. And you can hold the belt, hold the feet, as long as your spine stays long and you're not hunching your shoulders and you're not curling your back and you're not tucking your chin. And then breathe. This is called Paschimottanasana. Western facing pose. Pashi means the rear side of your body. And that's usually back in ancient yoga when they faced east during their practice, their backs would be facing west. So this is Western facing pose. And very slowly allow your body to come back upright into Dandasana staff pose. Make sure your feet are up, your knees are up, your 90-degree angle between your torso and your legs. Bring your shoulders up to your ears, back and down. Bring them up, back and down, and once more up, back and down. Return to your staff pose. Bring your belly in, chest is forward, crown of your head is pointing up, your head's directly on top of your shoulders, your legs are extended right out from your hip sockets. And very active seated pose here. Rotate your thighs inward slightly so that you feel your muscles activate. Dandasana. And then hop off your bolsters if you're sitting on them. And come back with your knees bent. I'm going to just go sideways so you can see me. We're going to sit with our knees bent in front of us, just like we did a bit ago, except now we're going to do a series of boat poses, Navasana. We'll start with what they call the easy boat pose. Place your hands behind you, fingers pointing toward your feet, and the elbows go back. So you don't want your elbows to splay outward. They go back behind you. And then push your pelvis forward so you have that arch in your lower back. So you're tilting your pelvis forward. Keep that back like it is. Rock back onto your hands and sacrum and lift your legs so that the calves are parallel to the mat. And then breathe. Really engage those belly muscles here. Breathe. And then breathe again. And then feet come down. Now curl your spine in a C shape. Hug the knees to your chest to release your back. Forehead goes toward the knees for a little break. And then come back upright. Keep your feet on the mat. This time we're going to take our hands behind our thighs. Pull our chest toward your thighs so that you're extending your spine long and you have that little bit of a lumbar curve in your lower back. So your pelvis is tilted forward. Keep your shoulders down from your ears and then lift your toes, rock back, and maybe lift your calves so that they're parallel to the ground. Just think about not collapsing your lower back here. Breathe. You can let go if you like, as long as you don't sacrifice your back in doing so. And breathe. And one more breath, and then the feet come back down. Hug knees into the chest. Okay, so we're going to now do a low boat pose, and I'm going to caution you that if you can't get your lower back flat on the mat while you do this pose, then avoid the pose, or you're going to lift your legs up a little higher. You'll see what I'm talking about as we get there. So with your feet in front of you, knees bent, you're going to have a curled spine, and then you're going to roll down, lift as you lift your legs and straighten your legs. You're going to slowly roll down, straighten your legs to about eye level. Push your lower back into the mat. Keep your shoulders off the mat. Now, if your lower back is popping off the mat, avoid this pose or lift your feet up higher, and it'll be easier to keep your back down. This is really important because otherwise you'll be pinching your back. This is your low boat. Breathe, breathe, breathe. And then bring your legs down and bring your head down. Bring your arms down to mini shavasana. Take a break here. Okay, to come up, we're going to bend our right knee, clasp your fingers behind your right thigh, and then you're going to push your thigh into your hands with momentum to bring your torso upright as you straighten your right leg, and then come back up. Okay, we're going to do that again, starting with bent legs. Curl your spine, slowly roll down. Lift your legs as you roll down, straighten your legs. They don't have to be perfectly straight. And if your back is popping off the mat, keep your legs higher or avoid this pose altogether. And then breathe. Really feel your belly muscles engage here. Breathe. And then come all the way down. Mini Shavasana. Bend your left knee into the chest. Lace your fingers behind your left thigh, and you're going to push the thigh into your hands as you straighten your left leg to pull yourself back up to a seated position. And then come onto your hands and knees into table, patting your knees accordingly. If you're using blocks, get your blocks within reach. And then starting with a flat back, we're going to lubricate our joints. Inhale, exhale, bring your bottom toward your heels, greasing the joints. Inhale, pop back up to table slowly. Exhale once again, your bottom goes toward your heels, so you're lubricating your wrists, your hips, your knees, your shoulders. Inhale once more, up to table. And once more, slowly exhale, bringing your bottom toward your heels. Inhale slowly to table. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, go into your cat back, tucking your tailbone, tucking your chin, reaching your spine, pushing the mat away. Feel your shoulders separate. Inhale, dropping your belly toward the mat, extending your spine long, coming into your banana back, your cow pose. And then come back to flat back. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, right knee comes to your chest, tuck your chin, nose to knee. Inhale, kick your right leg back. And then bring your left arm up for our balancing table pose. And breathe. So this is another big core work right here. Okay, the hand comes down, the foot comes down behind you. You can keep your leg extended. So now we're going to pivot on our left knee. So you're going to kick your left foot out at an angle, pivot on your left knee, bring your right foot in line with your left knee, and your right arm reaches to the ceiling for a modified half moon pose. And when you're here, I'm just going to turn sideways so you can see. You can take your arm and reach beside your ear, stretching open that right side of your body, pushing your fingertips over your head. Okay, now the hand comes down. Keep your leg extended behind you. And then walk your right foot around to the side. So it's perpendicular to your body. Put weight into your left hand. Twist open to the right. And then the right arm comes down. Keep walking your right foot forward to above your head, and we'll come into lizard pose here. So here's where you can use your block to put your forearms on if you like, or you can put your arms on the mat. You want your leg to be in a wide bend, a wide angle. The shoulder is someplace near the knee, and the foot is either even with your head or forward of your head. And then relax here. Take several breaths. Big stimulation here to your inguinal lymph nodes. Inguinal is a fancy way of saying groin area. Okay, put weight into your left arm, keeping your lizard leg as it is. You're going to lift your right arm and see twist open. And then that arm comes back down, prop it back up onto your hands, and walk that foot all the way back and in, returning to table. Come into your flat back table. Take a deep breath. Exhale, lift your left knee. Bring your left knee into your chest. Nose to knee. Inhale, left leg goes straight back behind you. Right arm comes forward into the balancing table. Engage your focus on something for balance and feel your abdominal muscles tighten. And breathe. Make sure your hips stay level. Hand comes down, the foot comes down but stays extended behind you. And we're going to pivot onto our right knee so that the foot kicks out a little bit. Line up your left foot with the right knee and your right hand. And then your left arm is going to come reach for the ceiling in this modified side plank. And then bring the arm beside your ear as close as you can and really stretch the fingertips so that you feel your entire left side open up. And then bring the hand down, pivot back forward, and then swing your left leg out to perpendicular to your body into a dog leg. Put weight in your right hand, twist your left arm open to the left. Deep breath here. Exhale, hand comes down. Keep walking the foot now up into your lizard position. So you want to walk the foot up near the front of your head. Come on down to your blocks or the mat with your forearms. Your knee is sort of near your shoulder. And then relax in this stretch. Okay, put weight into your right forearm. Lift your left arm open, keeping your lizard leg, twisting. And then that arm comes down, prop it back up onto your hands, walk your foot back around, come back into table. And from here, we tuck our toes, push up to downward facing dog. Spread your fingers. Bend the knuckles slightly so the knuckles take some weight off of your wrists. Squeeze the forearms together. Shoulders roll out from each other. Rotate your thighs inward slightly as if you were squeezing a ball. Keep the knees bent until your spine gets nice and long. If you want to straighten your legs, you can, but you don't have to. Just the important thing is to stretch your spine long and breathe. And then walk your hands back toward your feet with your bent knees. And then keep folded here for a couple of breaths. You can put your hands on the mat, or you can grab your elbows for traction here. Their knees can be slightly bent. Your belly can rest on your thighs if you like. And then if you have grabbed your elbows, just switch so that the other opposite hand is on the top or the bottom, opposite. And then very slowly rise up. Inhale. Exhale, arms in a T. Anjali Mudra. And then please come into Tadasana for a couple of breaths. Make sure your head's above the shoulders, your chin's not jutting forward, chest is open, shoulders down, feet flat on the mat, belly in, thighs rotated inward slightly. Beautiful. Okay, so now we'll work on my balancing series. I've got a 4-part balancing series. Part 1, it's a 2-legged balance. You can use a block here if you like in front of you. And then take your right foot, cross it over your left so that your pinky toes touch. Pinky toe to pinky toe. So your knees are sort of nestled within each other. Top knees, the back knees nestled into the right knee. All right, so this is a cross-legged position, pinky toe to pinky toe. We're gonna come from our hip crease here. Bring your arms in a T and allow your chest to float down with a flat back. Now, either keep your arms here, or bring your hands to your hips, or bring your hands down to a block, or bring your hands down to the mat, whichever helps your body today, whatever makes it feel like you're getting a good stretch, but not overdoing it. You can keep your knees slightly bent. And then this is the hard part, to come up. So find your focus as you slowly come up. And inhale, bring your arms up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, arms in a T, Anjali Mudra, and then uncross and back to Tadasana. Good. Other leg. Left foot crosses over the right, pinky toe to pinky toe. Nestle your knees. You have a slight bend in the knees here. Nice long spine, coming from the hips. Bring your arms in a T, float your chest forward, flat back. Either stay here, put your hands on your hips for balance, or let your hands fall to a block or to the mat, whatever suits your body today. And relax for a couple of breaths here. This is a pretty intense stretch. Okay, slowly find your focal point so that you can come back up. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, arms in a T, Anjali Mudra, and then uncross, return to Tadasana. That was part 1 of our balancing series. Part 2 is another 2-legged balance. We're going to come up on tiptoes. I call this palm trees. palm tree pose. Bring your hands to your palms together to your chest. This is why I call it a palm tree pose. Palms together. And you're going to inhale as you bring your palms over your head and come up onto your tippy toes. So we don't come on our tippy toes very often. So this is a big calf strengthener. And then bring the heels down and keep your palms together and bring them back down in front of your chest, and we'll go up again. So play with your stance, widening your feet or bringing them close together, whichever helps you the most. Inhale, come on up with your hands and up to your tippy toes. Breathe. Usually when your fingertips are touching each other, helps you balance. And then come down, bring your hands to your chest. One more time, spread those toes wide as you come up. Inhale, up onto your tippy toes. Push your fingertips to the ceiling. Feel your calf muscles engage. Get a little bit higher and then come all the way back down. And return to Tadasana. Okay. The next, third in the series, is our sobriety test, walking the tightrope. To the back of your mat, pretend there is a line down the middle of your mat, or maybe there is a line down the middle of your mat, depending on what kind of mat you have. And then take one foot and put it right in front of the other, heel touching the toes, heel to toe. Okay. Arms in a T to help you balance. And then don't look down, just focus on something, and we're going to walk on this tightrope and bring your heel touch the toe. Heel touches the toe. Heel touches the toe. Heel to toe. Heel to toe. Heel to toe. And now I'm at my front of my mat. So if you're at your front of your mat, pause. Now we're going to go backwards, toe to heel, 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 and then toe to heel. And I think I'm at the back of my mat now. Good. And then relax, unwind, and then come back up to the front of your mat for our last in this balancing set. It's crane to crescent, crane to crescent. So come up, your arms are your crane wings. So your fingers are pointing down, your wrists are loose, your elbows are slightly bent, and your shoulders are down from your ears. These are your crane wings. Lift your right leg up in front of you for the crane pose. Balance here for a couple of breaths. Okay, now we're going to take our right leg and kick it way back behind us and bring the toes down so your left knee is bent, and then we'll bring the arms into Urdhva Hastasana. So you're on your toes, the right toes, and your left knee is over the ankle. Big crescent line. So now move your gaze so that you're looking up between your palms. Maybe you can lean backwards a little bit, keeping your gaze up. Keep breathing, put a lot of weight into that back leg. Think about lifting your back thigh. And now you're going to refocus your gaze forward. And then we're going to shift back into our crane. So we're going to come into our crane wings, pick up the foot, bring it in front. Pause, breathe, breathe. Breathe and relax and shake it out. So as you can tell, that is really good, not only for your balance, but to strengthen your leg muscles. Your standing leg is getting a lot of work here, and so is your core. Your core muscles are getting a lot of work doing that as well. All right, back to the other side. Starting with the crane wings, lift your left knee up in front. Couple of breaths here. Kick that foot way back as far as you can reach, and then come into your Urdhva Hastasana arms. Put weight into the back heel, tighten the back thigh muscles. Make sure the front knee stays over the ankle. And then slowly move your gaze up between your palms. And then very slowly, maybe lean back a little bit. Breathe. And then move your gaze back forward. Come back to your crane wings. Shift your weight. Bring your foot back in front. Well, a couple more breaths. All right, and then release. Shake it all out. That was really good. I can see a little bit of you. That's really good. I like it when I can see. All right. We'll do a little bit more of our armpit movements here. So coming to the front of your mat, inhale, arms up. Exhale, bend your knees forward, fold, and bring your hands down. If you have blocks here, I urge you to use them. It'll work without them though. From here, take your right foot and step it way back behind you into a lunge. So you have one block on either side of your foot, your left foot. Put weight into your right hand, and then your left arm is going to go forward and circle up and then back and then down. And now inhale as you bring your arm forward up to 12 o'clock, and then exhale as you bring it back behind you. Inhale up forward, exhale back, inhale forward, exhale back, and return back to hands on blocks. Okay, from here, straighten your front leg. Don't lock it, but straighten it. So this is a wide pyramid pose. You're on your back toes. Your front, both legs are straight-ish, and level your hips. Think about kicking your left hip back and your right hip forward into this wide pyramid pose. Rebend the knee, the front knee, back to our high lunge. And then re-straighten. And then rebend. And then one more time, straighten. Now with the front leg straight-ish, but not locked, lift your left arm and twist to the left. And then the left hand comes down. Rebend your left knee, shift your weight so that you can bring your right foot up next to your left foot. Bend the knees, slowly rise up. Inhale, exhale, arms in a T, Anjali Mudra. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, bend the knees, forward fold, hands down to blocks or mat, and then step your left foot back to a high lunge. Put weight into the left heel. Think about lifting the left thigh so that you're engaging your muscles and then leveling your hips. So now we'll do the axillary lymph nodes in the right arm. Inhale as you bring the right arm forward. Exhale as you circle it back behind. Inhale forward, circle back behind. Inhale forward, circle back behind. Inhale forward, exhale behind. Inhale forward, exhale, and then bring your hand back down to your block or mat, framing your foot. So from here, we're going to now straighten the leg, the front leg. Wide pyramid pose, you're still on the toes of your back foot. And then rebend the knee so that it comes over the ankle. Straighten. Rebend. And straighten. And rebend. One more, straighten. Pause here. Put weight into your left hand. Twist open to the right. So this is a version of a revolved triangle pose, Parivrtta Trikonasana. And that hand comes down. Shift, rebend your right knee, shift your weight to your right foot so that you can pick up your left foot next to your right. And then from here, bring your hands down to the mat and step both feet back to downward facing dog. One deep breath here. Exhale, bring your knees down and then sit back to child pose. If you widen your knees, I find you can get your chest lower down to the mat usually. But please rest your head on something, either folded hands, a block, or the mat. Putting the forehead with your third eye, your Ajna chakra, pressing that on something has a profound calming effect on your nervous system. And then slowly push up, please. And then come onto your backs, grab a belt. If you don't have a belt, tie to your a belt to your robe would work. So something that you can stretch out really long. Even a big towel might even work. Something stretchy. An old sweater that you don't like, and you just pull the arms apart. You're gonna bring come on to our backs with bent knees, and then bring your knees to your chest. And then take the soles of your feet, the balls of your feet, into the belt, and then straighten your legs to the ceiling so the soles of your feet are facing the ceiling. So this is a reclined staff pose, Dandasana, and we do this seated all the time. This is the reclined version of it. So you want a neutral spine. You have a little teeny bit of space in your lower back from the mat. And then the belt is simply an extension of the arms. We're going to widen the feet and bring our hands to the edges of our belt, to the ends of our belt, so we can bring our legs as wide as we can. And then keep the belt taut in your hands as you bring your feet forward towards your head a little bit more. We also do this seated. But here you have gravity helping you and the belt helping you stretch open the groin area. So I call this Supta Dvipada Prasarita Konasana. So I just made that up, but those are real words. Supta means reclined. Dvipada means 2 feet. Prasarita means separated. And Konasana means ankle pose. So, apt name. Okay, bring your feet back together slowly. Remove the belt. Place the belt aside. Place your feet back down onto the mat. Bring your arms in a T for our last twist. Push into your feet, lift your hips, scoot them about 1 inch to the left, and let your knees fall to the right. Your palms are facing up, your chest is open, shoulders are down, your knees don't have to go all the way over. And then turn your head to look over your left hand. And slowly bring your head back to center. Bring your knees back to center, shift your hips back to center, and then shift them an inch or two to the right so your knees can fall to the left. And your head turns to the right. And your head comes back to center, knees come back to center, shift your hips back to center. Give one last hug of the knees to the chest, releasing your spine, roll on your back around one direction and then the other. And then please come into your Shavasana pose. So Shavasana is our final relaxation pose. And relaxing our mind and body is crucial to our immune system because relieving stress is crucial to our immune system. Please close your eyes and focus on your breath. Slow down your breathing. Locate any areas of tension in your body and mindfully relax them. I've been reading the poems of Mary Oliver, renowned American poet. This comes from her book called Devotions, and the poem is called Daisies. It is possible, I suppose, that sometime we will learn everything there is to learn, what the world is, for example, and what it means. I think this as I am crossing from one field to another in summer, and the mockingbird is mocking me as one who either knows enough already or knows enough to be perfectly content not knowing. Song being born of quest, he knows this. He must turn silent were he suddenly assaulted with the answers. Instead, oh, hear his wild, caustic, tender, warbling, ceaselessly unanswered. At my feet, the white-petaled daisies display the small suns of their centerpiece. Their, if you don't mind my saying so, their hearts. Of course I could be wrong. Perhaps their hearts are pale and narrow and hidden in the roots. What do I know? But this, it is heaven itself to take what is given, to see what is plain, what the sun lights up willingly. For example, I think this as I reach down, not to pick, but merely to touch the suitability of the field for the daisies and the daisies for the field. Please bring your awareness back to your breath and slowly deepen your breathing as you make small movements to gently wake up your body. Please bend your knees and roll onto your right side in a fetal position to seal the practice. And in doing so, you are sealing, closing off the masculine side of your body, which is hot, energetic, fiery. And you're exposing the feminine side of your body, which is cool, calm, dark, collected. And that calmness will carry you through the rest of your day. Please very slowly push up to seated. Okay, if you'd like to, please join me with the closing chant. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. May the entire universe be filled with peace and joy, love and light. Victory to the Cat Rock Yoga class and to the inner teacher. Jai Shri Satguru Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Yogis. And thank you for being here. Namaste.